Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, welcome. Meprolight is a company I've known of for a very long time. I'm sure you have too. But they're one of those companies that I just haven't seen much of. I myself have never had an opportunity to shoot anything of theirs, any of their products. And so when I got a chance to talk to them, meet with them at GunCon this year, 2024, I took that opportunity to do so because I've always been interested in some of their products. I've seen them around, but not to the extent that I have seen some other companies. So I sort of always wondered, what's the deal with these optics? I got the chance to get my hands on one, and that is the Meprolight MPO-F. So just to be clear, I did get this sent to me for free from Meprolight. I don't have any monetary affiliation with them. I don't have any sort of, they didn't pay me for this review, anything like that. The only thing I've gotten from them is this for free. Outside of that, I have no relationship with the company. So in common fashion, the way I do tests, we're going to go through a few things here. Number one, the specs on it. Two, we're going to go through my personal experience with it, how I like it and things like that. And number three will be the destructive testing, because every optic has to be, attempted to be destroyed. So let's start with the window. The window size on this is big. It is massive. It comes in at almost an inch wide, 0.95 wide, and almost 3/4 of an inch tall, 0.7. It is damn near or at competition window size. Now the window clarity itself is very good, and what I mean by clarity is that it doesn't seem to have any distortion in the glass especially when I'm moving from target to target. It does have a slight greenish blue hue for that notch filter, and I think that helps play into how bright it is. So this thing in broad daylight, it is 2 in the afternoon here, southern Arizona desert, is still fire bright on its highest level. Now it does have 10 levels, 10 brightness levels, 8 visible levels, 2 night vision levels. I've not been able to test the night vision levels obviously, but it is bright. Against white backgrounds, which I have a target out there right now, it is perfectly clear to see. And then the reticle itself is a 3 MOA dot and a 33 MOA, I'm going to call it a segmented circle. It's not segmented in the way that we're used to seeing, where there's multiple openings in the circle. It has one 8.5 MOA opening at the bottom. And this is as crisp, as defined of a reticle that I've ever seen. I'm not even sort of joking. This is the cleanest. I've handed this gun to, I don't know, half dozen people now with this optic on it, and that's the first thing they say is they pick it up and they go, wow, that is like, their preference on a circle dot or not is aside. They comment on exactly how crisp, how clean that reticle is. Now it is a side loading tray with a 1632, is that the right number? The smaller of the two normal optic batteries. There's the 2032 and I think it's 1632 or something. So it is a side loading tray with a screw that holds it closed. I haven't had any problems with that coming loose or open or anything like that. Has your fairly standard windage and elevation adjustment with pretty good clicks on it. And then it has an up and down soft touch pad on this side for your brightness levels, also to be able to switch from reticle to reticle. So you are able to switch from a dot only, circle only, or circle dot. And of course, that's how you program in and out your shake awake, not shake awake, on off, auto brightness, or manual brightness. So it has everything you could ask for as far as adjustability and programmability in this optic. Now it is also an RMR footprint, so I found a home for it on my Ross Martin RM1C with the Ross Martin plate on it. Hasn't had any problems. It does come with various screws, although the screws, I haven't found a set of screws that come with any dot that I use that fits the Ross Martin plate, so I have to use the screws over and over and over again that fit their plate. Fit the optic just fine, so no issues there. And then something I want to point out is, and I hope this plays into effect during the durability and drop testing, is that I noticed that this hood around the lens is considerably thicker than some other ones that I have. I mean, that thing is a beast. Now, that does not affect my viewing. Like when you're looking through a red dot, you shouldn't really see the surround of the dot, the hood of the glass. You shouldn't really see that. You should be threat focused, and that should almost disappear like a ghost ring. And even though this is very heavy, it disappears on me. I don't take notice to it, and it doesn't seem to be an issue. It's claiming a 20,000 hour battery life on level 5. A lot of companies do that. Their highest battery life is sort of mid-level, you know, the one that can be used in probably the most settings. It doesn't have to be the highest, and it doesn't have to be the lowest, things like that, because there's a lot of them out there that say 50,000 hour battery life. I don't know. You decide on whether or not that's a feature that is a deal breaker for you. I think that with as bright as this is versus some others that are claiming 50,000 hour battery life, that the brightness of it is taking away from some of that time. Also, it's not a 2032, it's a 1632, if I got that right again, battery. So it is the smaller battery, but it is extremely bright. I cannot stress that enough. And so I think that's taking away from some of the rated hour lifespan. So before we get into the destructive testing, a little bit about my experience with this. I haven't had a single problem with it. I haven't had any flickering. I haven't had it. I did have it delay. When I say delay, I had to turn it back on with the auto on. It's auto off fine all the time. I had one issue with it auto awning, I guess is the proper term, turning on by its damn self. But it was also during my heat test. So some of you probably know that I take these optics. I'll come out here for a range day or two. I'll be out here for 10 or 12 hours. And I will take an optic that I'm testing and set the whole gun and optic up on the dashboard of my truck, leaving it sit there all day long. Now, it's been well over 100 degrees here in the Southwest desert for the last 2 months. And so I couldn't say what kind of heat it was, taking on. But there was that one day when I did that, I picked it up, it didn't turn back on. I sat it in the shade for, I don't know, 20 minutes or something. I don't know if I even had to do that, but I clicked the button, it turned right on. It has seen other heat. It's been sitting out here all day while I've been doing various shooting and other stuff. Haven't had that problem. So I just think that I cooked it with whatever that is, 200 degrees, 170 degrees of direct sunlight being magnified onto it from my windshield. So I did have that one issue. Outside of that, under what I would call normal conditions, it's functioned 100% the other 99.9% of the time. So with all that said, let's beat the shit out of it. So as usual, I have 6 rounds loaded up for the Ross Martin. I am about 10 yards from my target. 6 rounds because I shoot one and then I use that as my point of aim for the rest of the test. So 6 rounds, 10 yards, Blazer brass 115 grain. Well, I pulled that one, but let's do this. So I had a flyer. Let's go take a look at it. So that was my first shot, and then those were the rest of my shots. Like I said, I did pull it, but then I had a flyer. So that's my group. That's whatever, 2 inches, 1.5 inches. It's far smaller than my hand, far smaller than my fist, as my, buddy John Patton, always does with his tests. The whole group, even with the flyers, is smaller than the fist, so I'm okay with that. All right, one take. It is empty and clear. Going to drop it on its side and drop it on its other side and drop it on its top. Dot is still on, crisp and clear. Yep, you can see me. Chambered. Yep, let's do this. All right, let's go take a look at that. All right, original group, next group, all still, in fact, with the exception of one round, this one, it's all still smaller than my fist, so point of impact shift is negligible at best. So let's rack it off the table. View, clear. Starting to eat away at my table here. Still on, mag in, will not cut away. There's the target. Okay. Chambered, in camera. All right, let's check that out. So, the group is getting a little bit bigger. It's just barely bigger than fist size at this point, especially with that flyer there. But we're still keeping a pretty much a fist size group here. Again, point of impact shift is negligible at best. At 100 yards, sure, that probably would have been a 5-inch, whatever, change or something like that, but I'm not shooting this at 100 yards. I know some people will say that, well, this seems like kind of stupid because it's only 10 yards, things like that. I have had optics fail this test before. So it's, again, keeping hand, at least fist, if not hand size group at 10 yards, no problem. Moving on. So it does claim an IPX7 rating. I don't have anything here to submerge it in, but I would like to clean this dirt off. Ooh, that's hot water. I've had this sitting in the bed of my truck for a minute. All right, I will pick that up in a second. And the dot is, hopefully you can see that, is still on. So it kept going, pouring water on it. So price, YouTube sensors. I'm not selling this. I'm not selling any regulated goods. I don't sell any regulated goods. I'm not selling anything to anybody, so leave me alone. I'm just giving the viewers the information they need to make the best decision possible. These come in at, I just checked Optics Planet, so I had the most up-to-date sort of price on it. These come in at $290. And I think in the space that we're in right now, as far as optics pricing, I think that's pretty good. Actually, I think that's really good. Some of my favorite optics are in that, you know, $280 to $300, $350 range, and this ranks right up there. I love the reticle, is probably my favorite reticle now, honestly. I love the reticle, nice clear glass, little bit of point of impact shift with destructive testing. Some of that could have been human error, you decide, but it's not loose on here or anything like that. The glass didn't crack. It's got a lot of things going for it. Again, going back to what I said earlier about not hearing much about Meprolight, I don't know why. I don't know if it's their marketing. I don't know if, I just don't know. This has performed exceedingly well in testing. So yeah, I don't know why these don't get mentioned as often in some of the bigger names out there and more common names like Holosun and Trijicon and things like that, because I'm impressed with it. All right, thank you everybody for watching. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe. Thank you to Meprolight for sending that out to me. There may or may not be a way for you to find them down in the description and or the pinned comment. Check that out for yourself. Again, I have no monetary affiliation with them. I make no money off of any sales they make in regards to this video, and I'm also not getting paid for this video. This is just my honest opinion of that optic. Thank you guys for watching. If you do want to support the channel though, you can become a member. It's very inexpensive. It helps the channel out immensely, and you can get members only posts and previews of videos, things like that, and you're guaranteed that if you're leaving comments in my videos that you're going to get first priority with me. I do appreciate all your guys' support out there, and we'll talk to you guys later.